Welcome back to the Git and GitHub Mastery 2025 series. In this video, we will explore the top 10 Git commands that every developer should know before working on any project. These commands are the foundation of everything you will ever do in the Git. Why learning the Git commands is important? Git is a command line tool at its core. Like while GUI like GitHub desktop exists and some other tools are available which are like GUI based applications. But you should always be aware of the Git command line. It is the real power and it has the real power and flexibility coming from the terminal terminal execution of the commands. Let's jump into the few commands. Let's fire up our bash shell. I am opening my terminal. First we will check the first command is the git init command. Before initializing any git repository, you should have a folder so that all the changes in the particular folder will get tracked or managed as a working directory. If we see here, first we need to have a particular working directory that we will be creating on the desktop. Currently, I am in my home directory. On my desktop, I don't have any folder or anything. So I'll go to my desktop and I'll create one directory here. Git underscore learning. So if you see, we have created one folder. Inside that, I'll create one more folder. I have created one more folder inside this particular Git learning folder. I'll move into the folder. At present, everything is empty. To clear the console, you can use Ctrl L shortcut in the Mac. So now we will initialize a repository using the git init command. What it will do is, if you see you don't have any directories or hidden directories inside this particular folder, these two are inbuilt current directory and the previous directory means are going back to the parent folder from this directory. So we will use the first command git init. This command will create a new git repository in our current project folder. If you see here ls minus a, you can see since it is a dot folder, it is a hidden folder, so it can't be directly seen through the folder. So we can use ls minus a to show all the directories. Now it tells the whenever we initialize the git init command, what it will do is it will tell the git start the tracking changes from here. So now we have our current working directory. Whenever we use the git init command, the current local folder is considered as the working directory. Now all the changes in the git init folder will be considered as the working directory. So inside this git init folder, inside the git folder, uh, It stores all the version histories and metadata about the Git. Next, one more important command which we will be discussing is the Git status. As of now, if you see any files are modified, it can be observed using the Git status command. At present, in our work directory, we don't have any folders inside it, so it is showing empty. So always we should run before committing a message or committing our changes. So it keeps or it is aware of what changes are being done or being committed to the repositories, or it means a local or remote repository. Generally, at present, we will create a one file touch hello.txt. If you see here, we have a file. I'll just modify this file. Hello. I'm just adding the text. Now, if you see, if you run the command git status, it will show all the files which are untracked, the red color, and the tracked files as green color. That means with the help of the git status command, we can know about the status of modified files. After discussing the next command, we will again use the git status command, and I will show the difference. So generally now we are in the working directory. If we want to move our changes from working directory to the staging area, we need to use the command called git add. Like we can use the command git add. Like git add will move the changes into the staging area. How we can do is, now we will add our hello.txt file. Now again, if we run the command git status, it will show the file previously which is a red color to the green color. That means the file has been added to the staging area, from working directory to staging area. Suppose if we have only one file, then we can add with the specific file name, or if we want to add entire files, just now I'll remove, we can remove our changes from staging area to working directory by using the git remove hyphen hyphen cached and file name. Git remove hyphen hyphen cached file name. If we see here, this file has been removed from staging area to working directory only. Means this file is not tracked to the staging area. If you run the command git status, you can see again the file is not tracked by the git. So now you are aware, like we have learned about git add file, file name, and git status and git init commands, like to initialize the folder with the, to track the, to know, to inform the git, like to track the files inside this folder, we will use the git init command. And to check the status of the current working directory to staging area changes and like current local git, we can use the git status command. And to move the changes from working directory, or to tell the git like to track these files from working directory to staging area, we will use the command git add. Like suppose if you want to do our changes, or at this point we want to save our changes, generally we use the git another command called the git commit command. What is the use of this commit command is to save your staged changes to the local repository. To save staged changes permanently, you can tell. Generally the main usage is from the staging area we want to save the files permanently, means here we are saving the changes into our repository. That means a local repository or remote repository, whatever it is. Here we use the command git commit. First, initially we added the working directory as a initializer with the git init command, and now all the files will get tracked, will be known by the git. Now once we add our files from working directory to staging area, we need to use the git add command. Once the files are in the staging area, we can save our files permanently into our local repository using the git commit command. So the usage can be, first we need to add. If you want, first check the git status. I'm just clearing. Now the changes are in working directory, they are not yet tracked to the staging area. Now we will move it to staging area using the git add hello.txt. Now this file is moved to the staging area. You can check git status. Now the file has been in the staging area. Now we want to save this file permanently, so we can use the command git commit -m, and it is a message we want to for this particular commit, like initial commit. If you see here, our file has been committed. If you check the git status, there are no changes yet in this current folder which are untracked. So now we will discuss how do you know like which files are committed, or how do you see the history. We can use the command called git log. This command is mostly used for seeing the commit history. It lists all the commits with their author names and the timestamps which are committed. If you see here git log, you can see the commit id is the SHA value and the name of the author and the date and time which this commit has happened. So if you don't want to see all these details, just we want to see the commit id and commit message, we can use the command called git log hyphen one line. It is a one line description about the particular history of the commits. If you see here, we just have the few digits of the hash value of the commit id and the branch, and the commit message. Like if you see here, we have seen like how to check the history of a particular commits using the git log command. Next, we will just see about the next important command, which is the git diff. Here, git diff shows what changes done between the working directory and the last commit. Difference between working directory and last commit. It is used for checking between two commits as well and committed files as well. Mostly we can use, if you see git diff, you don't find any difference between them. If I modify this particular file, if you save this file, now if you run this command git diff, it will show the differences between the last commit and the working directory changes. If you see here, previously, what git diff actually does is it will create a copy of the commit value as well as the current working directory file. Generally, a slash hello.txt is the committed value. That means in the 2c6 2e5 commit id, what are the changes available? It is nothing but a slash hello.txt. The current working directory it is considered as b slash hello.txt. So always the first file content is represented with this symbol in this uh, representation. If you use some other browser or some other terminal and all, it might be different. The symbol might be different from showing the difference between the two files. So here it is, since it is represented with minus symbol, that means this is the first file changes. The representation with the plus is the current working directory changes. That means this is the previously committed file and this is the current working directory file changes. With the help of the some of the GUI tools like GitHub Desktop and etc., we can see them clearly. In the GitHub as well, we can see what are the changes which were committed previously and the current committed changes. I hope you got this commands understand like when we can use this, like to create a new directory we initialize with and tell the git to track all these files. We use the git init command to check the status of the current working directory. We can, or the status of the modified files, we can use the git status command to move the changes from working directory to staging area. We use the git add command, and to save the changes from staged area to local repository we can use the git commit command, and to see the commit history we can use the git log command, and to check the difference between the two instances of the files we can use the git diff. By default it will consider as the working directory and the last commit id. We can modify these by supplying the two commit ids as well to check the differences between the two commits. And next, one more command, important command, is the git checkout command. Here the git checkout command helps us to switch between the branches or restore files. Now we will see the usage of the git checkout. At present, if you want to know, before knowing about the git checkout command, we need to know about another command, which is git branch. Here the git branch is used to list, or with the help of the git branch we can use uh, to list the branches or create or delete the branches. Like, we will discuss about this branch, git branch command, later, but as of now you can consider like git branch will just list the all the branches or the current branch name. First you need to be aware of git branch. So if you see here, at present we have only one branch which is of the name master, so it is displaying only one master branch. As of now, you just consider this git branch is just used to display the current branch or the list of the branches. So we will now know about the git checkout command. The git checkout command is used to switch between the branches. The usage can be like git branch minus b means nothing but the branch and the branch name. I'm keeping a new branch. If you see here the git status, sorry, we have made some mistake while creating the branch. Okay, instead of checkout we have written as git branch, so that is where we got the error in the console. The usage is git checkout. I'm clearing git checkout means we are checking out a new branch name which is nothing but new hyphen branch. Now if you see the git branch, or if you run the command git branch, it will show we are on the new branch which we are working on the changes. So now you can see the color of the branch as well, like this new branch has been uh, currently uh, which we are on, which we are on the new branch, not on the master. Okay, next we will discuss about git merge command. Once our any future branch or any branch is ready, we can merge it with our master or any corresponding branch. Merge the branch. We can merge the branches using the, suppose in our new branch, if you see here we don't have any. Okay, yeah, if you git status, okay, if you see here, this file has not been tracked with the master, so that's the reason we are able to see it in the current new branch. So what we can do is we will change our branch. Now we are on the branch master. Now we will first commit. Yeah, now if you see git branch, we are on the master and we committed our changes. Now we will change our, yeah, if you see here, we are on the new branch and we don't have any changes to be committed. So if you want to merge our changes, now if you run the command git log here, you will see all the commits made from the, just a minute. Yeah, if you see here, we are on the, currently our head is pointing it out to the new branch. If we change the branch and we will just run the command, our head will be pointing it to the master. Currently, on which branch we are, it will generally point out to the particular, which branch is selected, that branch will get pointed out to the head or the master. So now we are on the master branch, correct? We can merge all our changes from master branch to new branch. That is where we use the git merge command. So what we can do is we can use git merge new branch. Why we are getting this is because we have created a new branch from the, after changing it from the master. Suppose mm, we will discuss about git merge in the future videos with a detailed example. At present we will see another important command, which is nothing but git help. Like, it will give the documentation of a particular command. It will helps us any command. Suppose if you want to know about how to use the log command, then we can go for git help and that command name. It will show the manual for how to use that git log, origin to head and everything. Git log options, git log show commit logs. We can type q to exit from this. So as of now we discussed about few commands which we use in the day to day. Those are like git init, like to start tracking the changes from the particular working directory, or git status, which is used to check the status of the modified files, and git add, where we can move the changes from working directory to the staging area, and the git commit we can use to move the changes from staged area to a local repository or permanently save our changes. And git commit is mostly used command to save our changes. And there is one more command which we can use is git commit -am and message commit message. So instead of moving the changes from working directory to staging area and from staging area to local repository, we can directly add and commit our changes from working directory to local repository using the git commit -am, means to add and commit. This is the particular commit message. And git log, we can use the command to check the history of the commits. And git diff, we can use the command to check the differences between the uh, two points where the file has been saved. That means, like, by default, if you don't provide anything, it will take the current working directory with the previous commit id. And git checkout is used to switch between the branches or create the branch as well. And git branch is used to, by default, it will list the branch on which we are on and the different branches available in our repo. And with the help of the git branch, we can create and delete the branches as well. We will discuss it in the future videos. And git merge is used to merge the two branches. And git help is used for knowing the usage of a particular command. Like, it is a manual, it displays the manual of the particular command which we want to know. I hope this video is helpful for you. Please let me know your comments in the comment section. Thank you.